He's not used to being out of that air-conditioned office he's in out there.
I spent 45 minutes in the shade over here, Coach.
All right, Bob, you're up first.
Thank you, sir. 2 weeks away. Where are you guys at?
2 weeks away.
Yeah.
No, it's been encouraging. It's been encouraging. You know, it's the energy level has been high. The sincerity has been high. The quality of work has been high. So it's been positive. You know, today was our 5th straight day. So we went in helmets. We're going to scrimmage tomorrow. You know, it's important to us. It's important to these kids, and you know, it's been positive. It's been positive.
Does the routine change when you get 2 weeks away?
Not really. You know, what changes is because school starts Monday. We don't bring them back at night. You know, we've been in training camp. You know, NCAA rules now are, as you know, you can only practice 1 time a day, but you can keep them as long as you want to keep them. So we bring them back at night for extensive videotape of the practice at 5 o'clock. Then eventually we end up on the field for an hour walkthrough. That piece of it will disappear after Sunday. Then we'll get back to our regular routine of practicing in the mornings. So that piece of it changes. You know, obviously getting into school, things like Scout Squad, you know, you have to at some point make some decisions on true depth chart, true Scout Squad. You have to start being a little more conscious of how many reps you get. In other words, the guys that are going to be playing the most start to get more reps than maybe the guys that won't be playing the most. So, you know, training camp mentality is everybody gets kind of equal reps to a degree. All of a sudden, you know, there becomes depth charts, there becomes starting lineups, there becomes starting to game plan for specifics more. And with each one of those steps, you know, your chemistry of your team gets tested a little bit. You know, every week it gets a little more anxiety. You know, potentially a little bit more, some negatives can pop up. And that's the thing that we've harped on the most is just the culture of our team.
And,
you know,
one of those battles everybody wants to know about is obviously the quarterback position. Sharon's missed this week.
Yeah.
Is that taking him out of the mix to be the starting quarterback?
I think for the first game, without a doubt. You know, if we're standing here, you know, I could do the everything's still in play line, but realistically, I think that week has really hurt him. But again, we still have 2 weeks till we play. You know, that doesn't mean somebody else won't get a hamstring. That doesn't mean somebody else won't jump up, or he may jump up in 2 weeks to win it. You know, but certainly that was a setback for him with no spring practice. You know, not only does he have a hamstring where he missed a crucial week, he missed spring practice, where Colton Gerhardt and Tavaka Toyota were out here the entire spring.
Sure. So just sticking on offense, looking at some of the running backs, obviously a big position. How's Amari Davis really kind of stood out to you?
Amari Davis is as talented as any back we have if you just put the ball in his hands and say run with the ball. That's the good news. And really the bottom line, that's great news. The rest of it is maturity level, urgency level. You know, he's coming from Laney Junior College in Oakland where they play a high level of football. But anytime you make the move, regardless of how good your junior college was, and they were good, to this level, it's just so many other things involved. So he's very talented, he's explosive with the football in his hands, and he controls his destiny because he does have that kind of talent level. So we've been pushing him pretty hard on all the little things.
Yeah, and then on the other side of the ball, talked about Cameron Miller. He looks like he's running with the ones a little bit more. How has he looked? How much has he progressed?
You know, there's a tremendous battle there. You know, Michael Sewell, probably, and I said this before, just body-wise, is one of the most improved players on our team. So Cam has been in a battle. Cam is Mr. Consistency. You know, he's here every day. He's out there every down. It's extremely important to him. And it's pretty impressive what he's done, you know, coming from a high school quarterback to what we're asking him to do at that nickel position, because at times that nickel comes up right on the line of scrimmage and plays as an outside linebacker. So, you know, I have total trust in him, total trust. He does have some competition at that position, but that's a good thing. So he's a key member of our defensive football team going into this fall.
Has anyone separated himself at rush end?
You know, if we played right now, Jordan Flack would be the starter. We've got Epting there that's doing some good things. Daquan Baker has been not a pleasant surprise because he has an unbelievable story, right? He was here before. He left to go to North Dakota. He came back. He won a scholarship. He was an inside linebacker. Now he is truly an outside linebacker. Very talented. So between Flack, Epting, Baker, and Dylan Horton, a true freshman from Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, has impressed us. Big body, athletic. I would say if we started the game today, Flack would be out there first. But I would say that probably all three of those guys for sure right now. Everett Powell has a bit of an injury. He's been out. But all those guys will play. And Flack would be probably first if he went out there down after down.
Coach, back to the running backs. What's Tyrone's role been this camp compared to last as a senior and as someone that's, you know, had some success showing the younger guys?
Yeah, Tyrone is a great illustration of what a long process this college football is. You think about as a sophomore, he kind of burst on the scene, came out of nowhere, gained over 1,000 yards. All of a sudden there were expectations, then there was an injury. Last season didn't go, kind of like with our team, how he thought it would or we thought it would. Now he's come back. It's been a grind. It's been a grind. It's been a grind. You know, football is so important to him. He has so much pride. I think T.O. is doing T.O. right now. You know, to ask him to be a tremendous mentor to the younger guys, other than his performance out here, I don't want him to have too much on his plate. I think last year, all of a sudden, maybe too many of the different dynamics kind of came to play. Maybe with our football team too. But Tyrone just needs to do Tyrone right now and focus on having his best senior year he can possibly have. And lead by example. He doesn't need to say a word.
The receivers, Griffin had a very impactful freshman year. How has he grown as a sophomore now, his second, or really third year as a redshirt? Yeah. How much has he grown this offseason?
It's fun to see. You know, it's fun to see Jay Griffin take the next step in this. I think about he and Corey Hightower coming here from Huntsville, Texas, and I was so concerned about homesickness. I was so concerned about guys maybe leaving. He's turned into like an Albuquerque native now. He has matured so much both on and off the field. I'm excited to see what this next step is for Jay Griffin. As a redshirt sophomore, you know, he gained confidence in track. He gained confidence last year as a redshirt freshman late in the season. It's exciting. You know, the combination of Elijah Lilly and Jay Griffin, and if we can get Emmanuel Harris back healthy, that's why there's some excitement. Those guys can make some things happen.
I don't know how many times you've talked about the bread and butter of this football team being the running game, and that's the case this year, but you also talked about tweaking the offense and adding some things. So has the tweaking gone the way you wanted it to 2 weeks out now?
Well, we're 1-0. You know, we've only played against ourselves. Yeah, from an energized standpoint, Bob, you know, there was a lot of different reasons I made the decision to tweak, and I've probably gone over those with you. The energy level of all 11 guys out there, ability to be a factor in each and every play, and particularly the skill players with their hands on the football. That's been energizing. It's been energizing. So yeah, I mean, absolutely spreading it around a little bit more, becoming more balanced, receivers learning new things of adjusting to coverages. All that has been very encouraging. We just have to be able to do what we think we can do when it comes September 1st. But absolutely, it's been a breath of fresh air for us out here, and I think all these kids would say the same thing.
On the defensive line, Jermaine Conyers started one game, but he got to see action basically every game, and he was making some impacts coming off the bench. How important are guys like him that aren't necessarily going to start, but see action and come in and make an impact, no matter if you're starting or not?
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Blackwell's our starting nose, but the two other noses, Langston Murray and Jermaine Conyers, we have to get valuable snaps each and every game. And that's best case scenario. That's if everybody stays healthy. So, I mean, they're critical to us. Jermaine continues day to day. We push him. to be in the absolute best shape, and mental toughness and physical toughness. He has skills. He has skills. And he needs to know, and he does know, that that clock is ticking. You know, this is his last year. And I've been pleased. You know, early on in camp, he had some injuries. He had a bit of a groin injury that hampered him a little bit. The last couple days, he's come back and given consistent effort throughout practice. Tomorrow's a big day for him. You know, we're going to line up in scrimmage, and he needs to go out there and, you know, execute under duress. You know, execute when he gets tired, and that's the next step for him. But he's a key guy. He's going to play. He's going to play. And he may be the starter when the dust settles.
Same intensity, same number of plays for tomorrow's scrimmage?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're a little bit more nicked up than we were last week. But tomorrow, back to Bob's question, is the last day for guys to really step up, knowing that, you know, the waiver wire's not coming like at the next level, but there definitely starts to be lines drawn on who's who and who gets reps. So tomorrow's an important day for us. All right, man.
Thanks a lot, Coach.